What's going on, guys? Billy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Strobe anti-collision light made for drones, made by Lume. If you guys aren't familiar with who Lume is, they make that small cubicle flashlight looking thing that people attach onto their drones. They're very big, they're very bulky in my opinion, but they just came out with this anti-collision light. It's a strobe, you attach it onto your drone, and this is probably going to be one of the shortest videos I upload to my channel because there's not much to be said about a light that you stick on your drone and turn on, but I do think that this is probably the best option if you want to go with an anti-collision light for your drone. Now, why would you want one of these? Why would you want a bright blinking light on your drone? Well, first of all, it allows you to see it, spot it in the air, but if you're going to be flying any sort of nighttime operations, you're going to need one of these. The FAA actually requires you to have some sort of anti-collision lighting on your drone that can be seen from 3 statute miles away. Now, I just got this last night. I got a little bit late. I've got to say a huge thanks to Lume for sending this out, and I definitely put it to the test as I went outside and flew 7 long-range missions. Each of them were about 30,000 feet each, so 3 miles out and 3 miles back. That's a total of over 40 miles flown in one single night. I had a ton of fun. So this light is very small and it's very lightweight, so when you attach it to your drone, you don't have to worry about it decreasing your maximum flight time or decreasing your maximum range. The drone pretty much flies like it's not even there. Now, the way it attaches to your drone is via these little Velcro stickies, so one side sticks to the light itself, the other sticks to the drone, and the good thing is you can put this on any drone with a flat surface, whether it be a Spark, maybe on the bottom, maybe it could even be your Mavic Air on the bottom, or the Inspire. There's a lot of room there, but for me, I put it on top of my Mavic 2 Zoom. Now, the Velcro is very strong. I attach this and I have no worries it's going to come off during flight. The way it charges up is via a covered micro USB port up at the top, and the way that you actually turn this on is by holding it for 3 seconds. But first, if we want to check to make sure that there's some juice in here, we can tap it once and that bottom strobe will blink twice, showing that we do in fact have charge and we're good to go. So to turn it on, we'll hold it down for 3 seconds and we'll notice it brings us into the high strobe mode. So this is going to blink fast, and this is actually my favorite mode. Next, if we tap it one single time, it's going to bring us into the low strobe mode. So now it's blinking a little bit longer. And then finally, if we press it one more time, it will be on continuously. Now, the cool thing is, if you don't want to use the white lights, they actually include these 2 covers, one of which is green, the other of which is red, and they simply just slap right on the front. So you can have a white light, a red light, or a green light all in one. Now, before I get into some of the tests that I ran with this light and I show you guys just how far you can fly and still see this thing, I want to go over a few of the gripes I've been having. Now, yes, I said that this is probably the best strobe on the market, but Lume is charging $50 for this light, which I think is way overpriced. I don't necessarily know what the market is on strobe lights, but I'm sure you can buy them for under $10 and do it yourself. Now, this does come with some pretty cool modes. Again, it has those different strobe modes. It also stays on all the time. You can also recharge it. It's got the Velcro. It's got these little caps that you can put on top. So I understand that this is different from a lot of the other strobes that are offered, but $50 is a little bit too high. Now, also, on this light, the viewing angles kind of suck. So if you notice, the LEDs are actually recessed underneath of the black plastic. So when you turn this on and when you have the drone sitting above you, you actually can't even see the light anymore because it's pointing upwards. Now, this does beg the question, is this actually being used for the pilot or the operator on the ground to see the drone, or is it more of an anti-collision light? It's pointing upwards so that manned aircraft are able to see your drone, which I'd say it is the anti-collision light. It does make sense. And the good thing about the Mavic 2 is it has those LEDs on the bottom, so I'm pretty much covered on the top and the bottom of the drone. So it's nice if I'm flying away from me, I still have the LED on the bottom, and when I'm flying straight towards me, I've got this LED to rely on. But the viewing angles kind of stink on this, and if we look at something like the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual or the Mavic 2 Enterprise Zoom, I really like how they have that beacon attachment on the top. It sits a little bit higher off of the drone, but even if you have it 200 or 300 feet above you, you're still able to see the LED pretty much no matter where you're at. Another issue that I have with this light is that I'm not able to control it from my remote controller, and I feel bad like I'm picking on this strobe because any other strobe you buy probably won't allow you to control it right from your controller. I love using the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual because right from my remote, I was able to turn it on and off. There wasn't any like SOS functionality, but still I could turn it on if I wanted it on, and if I wanted to fly with it off, I could quickly turn it off without having to bring it back down and land and then change it. Now, in order to speed up the process, I tried to bring the drone down and tap it as it was flying, but it didn't work. I wouldn't recommend doing that because I almost got hit by the drone a couple of times, but I really wish you could change this right from the remote controller. It's something that's an issue with a lot of these other LEDs that you see that can attach on the drones. So that means in the future, I really hope that these drone manufacturers include strobes on the drones themselves, which I think that they're probably going to start doing if I had to guess. All right, so now it's time to get into the part of the video that you guys have probably all been looking for, and that is testing out this strobe light and showing you guys just how bright it is at different intervals or different distances out. So what I did is ran 3 different tests, one with the white light, one with the red cap on top, and then one with the green cap on top. I went out to 5,000 feet, so about a mile, and then 10,000 feet, so about 2 miles, and then 15,000 feet, about 3 miles. I also filmed this with my Sony a7 III at like 80,000 ISO, so it's a little bit grainy, but bear with me because you guys will still get the idea. So this first test right here, I quickly want to show you guys how bright the bottom LED is on top of the Mavic 2, or I'm sorry, on the bottom of the Mavic 2. And this is on the Mavic 2 Enterprise, the Mavic 2 Zoom, and the Mavic 2 Pro. So across the screen on the left, you guys will be looking at 5,000 feet. In the middle is 10,000 feet, and then on the right is 15,000 feet. And to me, this is plenty bright. So if I'm flying a straight line out, I'm still able to see my drone even 15,000 feet out. Now moving on, these are the results from the white light coming from the Lume Cube strobe. Going from left to right, we've got 5,000 and then 10,000 and then 15,000 feet. And I'm not gonna lie, I would have expected it to be brighter. In my opinion, I think the 2 LEDs on the bottom of the Mavic 2 are brighter than the 4 LEDs of the Lume Cube strobe, which kind of disappointed me. Like when I had this in my basement flashing, I was like, oh yeah, this is brighter than the Mavic 2, the bottom LEDs, but I was a little bit unimpressed when I got it all the way out. Like again, I thought it would have been brighter. And looking back at these examples, it does look a little bit different than what I saw in person. Like it's easier to see, in my opinion, on the screen here than what I filmed, but when looking at it in person, it was kind of hard to see when I first put my head up. I had to do a little bit of looking. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to put the results that I got for the red and the green cap right here on the screen at the same time. So moving from left to right, we've got 5,000, 10,000, and then 15,000 feet. And this definitely cuts down on the amount of light coming out of the strobe itself. So when you're out at 3 miles, I could barely see it. I had to squint in order to make out if it was my drone or not. Now, as you get closer, it's definitely easier to see, but you're putting a colored cap on top of the light. It's definitely going to cut out the light or the amount of light coming out of the strobe itself. So for me, would I recommend buying this? Maybe if you really need a strobe light, like if you're somebody who's out flying at nighttime all the time, this is definitely going to be one of the best strobe lights you can buy. This is interchangeable, so you can move it from drone to drone. Also, it's rechargeable. You can charge it up in about an hour, and for me, it has really great battery time. I think I flew with this thing for about 2 hours straight on the high strobe mode, and I had no issues with it dying on me. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's a great light, but $50 is a lot. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this strobe light down in the comment section below. Also, I'd love to know maybe what you guys are currently using as a strobe light, if you have one on, if you do a lot of nighttime flying, and if you're gonna upgrade to this. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.